Good day, everyone. How are you all doing? Hope everyone is doing absolutely fantastic, feeling groovy, realizing, of course, that the government really doesn't love you, and also realizing that pretty much everything you've been told since the day you were born is a lie. It's August the 13th of 2025, 2:50 p.m. Mr. Buzz coming to you from the communist shithole that we call Ontario, Canada. Quite a communist shithole it is, too. If you get anything out of this video, please give me a thumbs up. That's all I ask. And says a bit of a warning here. I'm not going to get really, I'm not going to have a potty mouth in this video too bad, but this is a video, I will say viewer discretion is advised. If you have children nearby listening, it's not the video for them. So, I'm going to talk about modern day women and promiscuity, and how liberalism plays into all this. So, of course, traditionally, men were the ones who went out and acted like dogs, right? It was even accepted for men to do it, considered acceptable. Men would even get praised for it, for a high body count, How many women can you go out there and conquer, basically? It's an old-fashioned, terrible idea, okay, that it's okay for men to go out and do this. It's not. It's definitely not okay. It's not okay for anybody to do it. Sexual union of two people is a very sacred, spiritual thing, and I now believe that it should only happen in wedlock. I've gone that far with Christianity and everything. I firmly believe that now. I didn't always believe that, but I certainly do now. 15, 20 years ago, you wouldn't have caught me making this video. I had a completely different outlook. Okay, this is a more mature outlook that I have now because I'm older and I've become a full-fledged Christian, and my beliefs are quite different than they used to be. Now, David Rockefeller started the whole feminism movement. Totally true. That's where it came from. A guy started the feminist movement. He didn't have any bad intentions, though, of course. No, he just wanted to help the women. No. He wanted to destroy modern society. That's why he did it. Very positive about this, okay? David Rockefeller destroyed modern society through the feminist movement. He wanted to destroy the nuclear family. He has something called the Open Society, in which they make no bones about it on their website. They say that's one of the goals, to destroy the nuclear family. Okay, this mother, father, and children, they don't like that. That doesn't fit into their Marxist ideas. So he went to work and convinced women that they'd gotten a raw deal over time, because men were permitted to go out and be themselves and, be promiscuous, do their thing, sow their wild oats, however we want to put it. And it simply wasn't fair that women never got to explore their sexuality properly and discover who they truly were. So he convinced them, through various ways, that it was their turn, that it was another sexual revolution. Now it's time for the females to go out there, sow their wild oats, express themselves in all these ways that men always got to do, and they never did. Well, the women ate this up with a spoon, believe me, a lot of them. And the proof of this can be found, you don't have to look any further than YouTube. Look at some of the videos that females are making. One went by in my feed a little while ago. Young girl, about 25 years old. She's discussing spit, swallow, or redirect. Yeah, I swear. Imagine your mother seeing you in a video discussing that on YouTube. Your mother's just going through her feed, and there's her daughter talking about spit, swallow, or redirect. I mean, have some respect for your moms, for sure. Your mom does not want to see that at all, no matter what. Some mothers would keel right over. Too much for them to handle. That one really got me, but there's so many of them. They're on there talking about threesomes, and they're talking about, you name it. They're techniques for oral sex, and on and on and on it goes. This is just, well, it's the result of liberalism. Okay? The world went to hell in a handbasket, and it took the liberalism train to get there. That's what happened. Liberalism is not about freedom or anything to do with freedom. Liberalism is about losing morality, removing anything godly from the world, and having a free-for-all. Like Aleister Crowley said, "Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law." That's what this is based on. So people can call it liberalism. It's more thelema, Aleister Crowley's practice. You do whatever you want. You don't have to consider things like morality or decency or, anything like that you'd find in more conservative-minded people. That gets thrown out the window. Whether you're a man or woman, you can do whatever you want when it comes to your sexuality. Express it any way you want, as often as you want, with whoever you want. That's the idea. And it's resulted in things like, this is the worst video I've seen yet. This woman makes like a birthday cake for her friend. Okay, they're both in their 20s. They're just young. And in icing on top of the cake, she made it herself for her friend. It's not her birthday. It's her 40th dick day. And on the cake it says, "Happy 40th Dick." Picture of a schlong in icing. I swear. And she surprises her with it. "Happy 40th Dick Day." Oh, for me? Oh my. And they have a big celebration, and it was a very successful video. Hard to believe. She's publicly stating that she's slept with 40 men. And celebrating number 40 because we're getting there now. It's a pretty good number. Well, any man who knows about this is never going to want to date her. No decent man will anyway. Maybe somebody who also has no morals, may not care. But I have to be honest, I couldn't, that would end the dating right there. I find out, especially through that, like a way like that video, you've been with 40 men and your friend made you a cake with a schlong on it to celebrate? Goodbye. I mean, seems pretty obvious to me what to do there. But they're celebrating it like it's the best thing ever. Congratulations on your 40th schlong. Wow. Wow. Liberalism. Liberalism. Don't be fooled by that word, thinking it means freedom. It doesn't mean freedom at all. It's actually the opposite of freedom. The liberals want censorship and mandated pokey pokes, and everything that's the opposite of freedom is what they actually want. Okay? They want sexual immorality. That's what liberalism is more about than freedom versus tyranny. It's about sexual immorality. What happened to the Roman Empire? Down she come because of complete sexual immorality and just a free-for-all. The whole society went wild, and it was like a big frat party going on all the time, and that destroyed the whole society, and it will. Without a question, it will do that every time. So ladies, you need to rethink this. I understand Yes, men have been promiscuous pigs a long time. Yep, I was one myself. So, not denying that, I had to learn the error of my ways. I would never consider doing that now. But when I was young, I didn't know any better. I didn't understand how serious sexual union of two people was, and how it created a tie and a bond between those two people forever. It never goes away. So everyone you've been with in your life, you're still spiritually connected to them because of that. You can't change that. There's nothing you can do about it. It's the way it is. So having this ridiculously high body count is a spiritual disaster, is what it is. But we've removed God from society. Most people don't care about that anymore. Or they just don't believe there even is a God, whatever. Atheism and liberalism is what's taken us down this road where women are celebrating their 40th dick. I mean, sorry, I'm trying to say these things in the nicest way, but that's literally what it said on the cake. That's the exact words. So, and the videos discussing oral sex techniques, you know, they'll even demonstrate on bananas and stuff. And right in the video, it's hard to believe that YouTube allows it, actually. But it does. It allows them to do all this. And they're right outspoken. They'll talk about their sexual exploits in the bedroom. They'll talk about the threesomes and foursomes they've had, the orgies, you name it. Beautiful young women who you would think would have some respect for themselves. The feminist movement has convinced them you don't have to have respect for yourself that way. You can go out and just bang away at anybody you want, all the time, as often as you like. Don't even worry about it. And then, I mean, this is where the whole love of abortion comes from, too. No wonder they need abortions, because this is what they're doing. A woman back in the day, she couldn't do that. Her reputation would be so bad because the society wasn't completely godless. So she couldn't go out there and act like that or make videos for the public to watch of her describing something that should be completely private. Something that she shouldn't be discussing really at all with anybody other than her husband. But these women don't have husbands, and probably never will. It just shocks me still to see women doing that. If you saw a man do it, it's still wrong. I'm not saying it isn't. But it really looks strange to see a woman do it. It's just, I'm still not used to it, because it's mostly in the last, I don't know, maybe 10, 15 years it really started getting out of hand. The things they post on social media of themselves is just, whoa. But they're making cakes for each other to celebrate their high body counts. Think about that for a second, and you'll know the reason I made this video. Gen Z is in need of some good role models. They didn't have any. They've got pop stars that twerk and all kinds of really bad role models, okay? Everybody bitching about Sydney Sweeney. At least she's covered up in her ad. She's not showing her half her ass and everything. It's actually quite modest as far as what she shows. Pretty much nothing. She stays completely covered up. And everybody has a problem with that. But they're going around making each other cakes for 40 dicks. So I don't really quite understand that. But ladies, let's go back to the way it used to be, where you wouldn't ever want people to know something so private about you. That stuff needs to be kept to yourself. You're going to regret talking about it. You're going to regret publicizing it. And you might fool yourself into thinking people are going to be impressed, but they're really not. The opinion people are going to have is not a positive one. So I will leave it there. That's long enough talking about promiscuity. If you got anything out of that, please give me a like and leave me a comment and let me know as much as you're comfortable to say. I got a feeling there's not going to be any comments in this video. Most people do not want to talk about this in public, and I don't blame them. I'm not asking for your sexual exploits, but let me know your opinion on modern-day promiscuity, especially among the females, because, you know, that's the really shocking aspect of it. So thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one. Remember that Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the life.